Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Boy, that last video sure was tedious. I apologize for that, but I wanted to. I wanted to detail exactly what I was looking at, and that is definitely one of my videos. Well, I think all of my videos you want to put on 1.5 speed, and you can do that right here in. Oh, I'm not on YouTube. Anyway, in your settings on YouTube, you can go and change the speed of the video, and 1.5 speed makes me sound almost normal. Um, but the point I was making is that there are various events in the cycle of Bitcoin marked by these vertical lines. The blue one being the halving event, and this is an approximation of it coming up. Between the point where we are now, which is the yellow, green. I'm sorry, it's the purple line, and the halving event. Um, right here, the green and purple line. Anyway, this is the increase that was seen in the previous cycles between coming through the top of the weekly Gaussian channel and the halving event, 56, 84, 20. And this is the COVID interruption. And we have 10 months until approximately until halving, or less now, I believe. Um, and the slopes of these lines of this indicator, this is accumulation distribution indicator, um, oscillator, moving average oscillator. But anyway, the slope of the indicator, in my opinion, is important to supporting price action. This is measuring accumulation distribution, um, and where anyway, where these events have occurred and the slopes of these lines have determined whether price action was supported or whether we had a dramatic pullback afterwards. It didn't dictate necessarily the strength of the price action at that moment, but whether it was going to be supported. And you can see uh, the slopes during the different um, cycles and where the vertical lines were during the different cycles. Here we have the three events all occurring very close to one another, and the slopes of everything um, very steep. So that's why I'm expecting a big move. Let me turn this off. That's why I'm expecting a big move here through the end of the year, probably 80% or so, between 80 and 100% through January, into January, and then possibly a pullback of somewhat into the halving event, because the halving event does not mark the parabolic runs that we've seen. That happens months after the halving event in the past two cycles anyway, a couple months afterwards in the first cycle. So anyway, that's enough of that. You probably had enough of it on the previous video. What I want to get into here now is current price action and the setup that is occurring for next week. Um, this lavender vertical line here is the CPI numbers release on August 10th, next Thursday. This is the total three crypto market cap on the daily time frame minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I have the Gaussian channel pulled up here, and I just wanted to show that the lines, the dotted green lines that I've drawn, represent the bottom, mean, and top of the Gaussian channel on the daily time frame. These red ones represent the bottom, mean, and top of the weekly Gaussian channel. I can switch to weekly just to show that real quickly. And you can see there that that's what those indicate here. The same thing on Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin index chart. This is the daily. Green bands represent, or the green dashed lines represent the top, mean, and bottom of the daily Gaussian channel. And I'm going to turn this off now because I just wanted to show that for reference. Now, come on. What's happening is we're trading in the top of between the mean band and the top of the daily Gaussian channel in um, in the crypto market cap. We're also doing so in the in Bitcoin. Yeah, we're at between on daily. We're between the top and we're between the top and the mean band on Bitcoin as well. On Bitcoin, we are near the top of the weekly Gaussian channel, whereas on the crypto market cap, we are near the bottom of the weekly Gaussian channel. Both are critical to areas to bounce off of. We want to see bounces from here. It would be okay to wick through, but we don't want to see any definitely weekly closes below there. Anyway, I don't. That's pointless in saying because I'm thinking we're going to have a bounce next week, and the reason why is the setup that we're having now here on the. This is the BBWP, the Bollinger Band Width Percentile Indicator. And here on the weekly, on crypto market cap, you can see it's already at extreme lows. It's at 5.16%. Now, we have various time frames that we look at this on. The 2-day is one of them. The 2-day is currently, I'm sorry, that's the 2-hour. No wonder that was so off. The 2-day is currently heading down with the sideways action that we're exhibiting here. And that closes in 1 hour and 53 minutes. And I imagine it'll come down possibly a little bit more. It's at 18.25%. It did have an expansion here, and you can see we moved upwards there. But now it's coming back down. And so with today's closure, and so that would be Saturday, Sunday would be the next closure, and the following Tuesday would be the next closure. On two more 2-day time frame periods, I expect this to get to extreme levels. If we still continue to trade sideways in the upper region of the daily Gaussian channel here. So that's on the 2-day. The other is the 5-day. The 5-day again that one is at 11.11%, and that just closed yesterday. And it attempted to expand but didn't really get anywhere. And so now it's heading back down, and it's been trading at extreme lows for months and months and months. And this is going to be a huge, huge move when it finally does expand here. So we're at 1111. 10% is what the author of this indicator uses to represent extreme low volatility, I believe. You might want to read up on that on the TradingView app. So we have one more closure on this in 4 days, which would be Tuesday as well. So one more closure here on Tuesday, two more closures on the 2-day time frame, not including the closure in about an hour or so. That as well on Tuesday, and now on the weekly, and we already saw the weekly was at 5%, so I won't bore you with that. As well on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, let's go to the 2-day. No, I gotta pull the indicator up. And I also have the stochastic RSI oscillator here. The 2-day is at 15%. However, again, two more periods of sideways action here, trading along the mean band of the daily Gaussian channel, which I do believe will do, heading into the CPI number release next week, will bring the volatility back down. There was some expansion here, and we did see a little drop here in Bitcoin as that happened. Currently, the oscillator is also below the whatever this line is, the 20% line, or it's at the bottom. It's going to be turning up. That's on the 2-day. Again, on the 5-day. So this is setting up perfectly. The 5-day is at 11.9 on Bitcoin. The stochastic indicator is heading down, but it's in the middle. So whatever, we have another period here, just as in the, let me get this stupid cursor thing off. We have another period to go, another 5-day period to go. Or this will come down, and maybe this will even come down more. What's important is when it expands. Well, we all know where Bitcoin's going. It's going to explode from here. And as well, let's take a look at the weekly. The weekly is at 7.94%. So it's already at critical lows. So you got the 2-day, the 5-day, and the weekly on Bitcoin and the crypto market cap, with continued sideways action for the next 5-day period in the next week. Will all be at critical levels, looking to expand. And I'm telling you, it's just setting up for an explosive move. And I'll leave that at there, and I'll try to get another video out tonight. So subscribe to the channel. I need more subscribers, guys. And I know I talk slow and this can be boring. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show on here is that you should be paying attention when you're listening to these analysts, because the other thing I showed on the previous video was that another analyst was very, you can't even say misleading. His analysis was incorrect. It was in error. It was what he was saying wasn't matching up what the charts were showing. So you got to pay attention when you listen to these videos, and look at the chart yourself. You should be able to duplicate what they are showing you on the charts. So that's why I do take my time, and I try to be very specific and clear about what I'm looking at, and how I feel about it, and that's why it can be tedious. So you can speed up the videos and stop them, pause them when you hear something that you want to take another look at, because I think I do present a unique view of a lot of stuff here, um, and it's not bullshit. So you know what? While we're here, this is what I think we're going to do. I may have to take another look at this, but this is kind of just a preliminary. I think this is a very reasonable uh, to expect that this month. I don't know. I don't know why it has to. All those little blue dots have to appear. Anyway, I think this action is very reasonable to expect. By the way, this little blue line is my prediction of where the. Oh, you know what? This is on the monthly. Let's go to the weekly. This will clear up a little bit better. Hmm. Maybe I should go to the daily. Did I draw these things on the daily? Yeah, I think I did. So this is where I think, and I'll pull up the Gaussian indicator, the daily Gaussian channel, is where I think the upper line of the daily Gaussian channel is going to continue to travel given this price action. So I see that we move up here to 37,711. Maybe to about 33, 34. Come back down, retest here. Come back up to 3711. This is still mid-August. Probably come back down and test here. I imagine this is going to be a pretty volatile period. So if you're looking to trade, it's going to be some interesting times coming up in the next couple months. But be careful. I'm not a trader. I'm holding on. I got all my stuff last October and pretty much have just been adding to it when I see key opportunities to do so. Um, and then possibly we just bounce around in this area for a while. Who knows exactly? And then continue onwards and upwards. We might not come all the way back down here over here, but possibly, I don't think it's. When is this? It's in October. Well, we'll see what happens here first. But anyway, I think it's not unreasonable to expect something like this, and retesting key support levels each step of the way. So we've thoroughly tested this area here. I think the next region to test would be in this area, and then retest support and resistance levels in this area, and then continue upwards here into the end of the year, retesting the all-time high, but of course, initially falling back down into the halving event next year. Um, and I may as well point out, hey, why? May as well point out the action in 2015, 2016, because that's kind of what we did there. We had these various support levels. We'd go up, we'd consolidate, test, go up, consolidate and test, up, consolidate and test. And every time retesting the base that we had formed, and then moving up and retesting, testing the tops, up and retest, up and retest. So provides good opportunity for people to trade in these areas. If you know what you're doing, you got to really pay attention, because in 2019, 2020, or 2020, We didn't necessarily have that. And that's probably why we had this double top instead of a higher single, or more of a single, a higher top here, because we didn't do a lot of retesting here. Here we did, and didn't. I mean, these aren't as long. These periods didn't weren't as long as back here in 2015-16. So we eventually did fall back down here and didn't have that blow off top that everybody was looking for. So again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check back for comments. If I see something noteworthy, I will put it in the comments of the video. Thanks, bye.